Hello and welcome to episode 4 of How Is Made, the Monolithic Wheel. In our previous episode, we went through the CNC machining process, showed you the turning process and everything required to machine the forging into this final beautiful shape. So today we're going to talk about our very unique polishing process. Now, as you know, through the series that we have invested heavily into producing a world-class true aircraft quality wheel. So at this point, we came to the finishing process and we knew that we couldn't just take this to any hand polishing company as the industry standard has it. Even we've used hand polishing for years on our modular wheels, but with this specific wheel, because we're attempting to make the very best wheel in the world here, so we got to spare no expense. And we weren't about to let somebody hand polish or attempt to hand polish this wheel, because when they do, they begin to pull the edges and they'll take this beautifully machined piece and put all kinds of deviations into it, and we just couldn't bear the thought of that. So we had to take control of this process in its entirety. And to do that, we went offshore and bought ceramic media polishing machines of the finest quality. These machines are made in Turkey. They come through Canada, so we paid heavy tariffs. We waited a long time and we invested a lot of money in not just the machines, but the media and the process, the learning process to once you have all of these to be able to produce a world-class quality factory finish for this wheel. So one of the things that makes ceramic media polishing very unique as opposed to the hand polishing is in the hand polishing process, they're using abrasives. They'll start off with various grits of sandpaper and go finer and finer until they've achieved the finish that they're looking for. This process works quite differently. This process actually uses ceramic media vibratory machines to close every pore in the material. So if you were to look at this wheel right now through a microscope, you would see peaks and valleys in the material. And what this does on a micro polishing level, they call it, it drives the peaks down into the valleys and it closes the pores. And what this does is it creates a lot of surface tension. Now, you may have heard of surface tension used in terms of like a silicone treatment for your automotive finish or wax. And in this case, they've used a chemical to close the pores. But in this case, we did it physically. We actually took a frequency and a ceramic media at a certain vibration and a certain time, and we were able to make a smooth, ultra smooth surface that is got a lot of surface tension. And where there's surface tension, there's surface strength. So this surface tension and surface strength really comes into play when you go to anodize or chrome this piece. This is when you get unimaginable depth and sheen to the finish. So we're going to take you over to where we're ceramic media polishing these wheels, and we're going to go take a look at the machines and a little bit about this process, and then we'll come back and look at a fully polished wheel. So follow me over and we're going to take you over to where we have these machines set up and running, and we're going to go through the process a little bit. So here we have our ceramic media polishing machines set up. You can tell they're a little bit loud, and this is a two-stage process. So this first one is a plastic media, and this is sort of our rough cut for the wheel. This will clean the wheel, debride it, and prep the surface for the final polishing. And I'll show you a couple of things about this machine. You can adjust these so that the ceramic goes clockwise, counterclockwise, or inverted or exverted on this machine, depending on the finish that you're looking for. So this one starts off with a plastic media and a surfactant to sort of clean and debride. And over here we're going to go to the finer media, and this is a full ceramic media with a light acid. And again, you can see where we can adjust this pump so that the media goes in whatever direction that we would like for it to go. And then again, we have an arbor up here that's spinning the part faster inside of this media. And this process is typically 2 hours in the tank to get to the finish that we like. So, and they both have wheels in the tanks right now, mid-cycle. Again, this is about a 3-hour process per wheel, 1 hour in the rough, 2 hour in the finish. And we also finish all of our carrier centers in this manner too. So here you can see nice hard edges, and where you have hard edges, you'll throw a lot of light. This is going to take a beautiful anodize or a beautiful chrome, however you like to finish it. Even a lot of customers lately have been just going with the polish because it looks so clean, and it's very durable because there's no porosity. All of the surface tension that's in this keeps it from holding dirt, and it washes off clean and easy with a mild dish soap. So it's a great way to finish. We couldn't be more excited about bringing these machines into the USA. Again, they come from Turkey. Our partner, Masfin Vibromac, holds all of the military contracts for polishing turbine blades. And that's what these machines were actually designed to do, is polish turbine blades. So we can actually put the part in the tank for 3 hours and there's no measurable wear. Anywhere where we have radius dimensions, it does not wear the part. It just closes the pores. So for turbine engines, the turbine blades are very precisely measured, and the finish has to be absolutely perfect, and that's why they use these machines. Additionally, these are the same machines that Toyota uses in Mexico to finish all of their factory wheels. So this gives you a true factory high quality finish, second to nothing in the industry, and we're super excited to bring this to you, our highly valued customer. And so let's go take a look at some of our wheels now, and we're going to walk back over, see some of the finished product. Okay, so here we're back with our polished wheel, and as you can see, it's beautifully shiny, it's very smooth. And when we're looking at the quality of this finish, we're not just doing it by eye. We're using what's called a surface roughness gauge right here, and this is giving you an RA number, or a roughness average. It's again looking at those peaks and valleys of the substrate on a molecular level, way up close. And so this is the machine, and you simply place it on your substrate and you turn it on, and it's going to give you a number. Typically when it comes off the machine, it's at about a RA 16 or 18, and we bring that down to about an RA 2. Your cell phone has an RA number of 1, so we bring it down pretty smooth as glass, basically. And that's the value of having the ceramic media polishing machines, because you can close the pores of this surface, get a very bright, very shiny surface with a lot of surface tension. And again, you didn't take off any measurable material. It didn't take off any material from this wheel. It simply closed the pores, brought up the surface tension, and thereby brought up the surface strength. So when you have this surface tension and you have such a smooth surface, it really takes the anodizing beautifully. And just like the rest of our processes, this is a multi-step process in the anodizing, where we start with basically a chemical passivation. It's called the R5 bright dip, and this just takes any other surface oxidations off the substrate before you put it in the die. Now, once it's in the tank and runs its cycle time, they'll pull this out and they'll treat it to a UV sealer, and this ensures that you don't get any fading in the anodize. You know, a lot of people park their stuff outside, live in oxidized areas like next to an ocean or a body of water, and surface finishes take a beating. But this one will endure because it has the surface tension and the UV sealer and all of the steps that we've taken to produce this beautiful one-of-a-kind finish. You know, I've been in the business for 27 years. I've seen every show bike, I've seen every race bike, I've seen everything the industry has to offer in terms of fit and finish, and this wheel continues to take my breath away. This finish is absolutely stunning. You just have to see it in person. Camera will not do justice to this, but it has a depth and a sheen that is noticeably from 30 yards different than anything else out there. So this was the icing on the cake, you know, when we wanted to bring you a world-class, the finest wheel in the world for your motorcycle. And this isn't just lip service, these aren't words. We started with the finest materials, the most expensive processes, and we didn't spare one penny. We brought these machines offshore to do this here in the United States because it was mostly important for us to produce the finest wheel in the world right here on our own soil. So again, we welcome your comments and your suggestions in the comment section. If you've been through this series with us, we appreciate your support, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.